Hi, this is Dr. Gail and happy Memorial Day. I am a starseed healer and I'm here to talk to you about an alien named Monto. Probably about a week ahead of time, I had been told to start eating bland for at least 5 days. Well, I kind of followed up bland. It was everything. I'm not usually eating that much bland foods, but this was something I had to think about. And then finally, after they told me over and over again that I need to eat bland, I knew there must be a reason for it. So of course I endorsed the eating potatoes, pasta, rice, everything. It turned out to be, a nice 5 days of eating like this. So I wasn't real sure why I was supposed to eat like that, but I did. I followed their guidelines and did what they told me to do. And then one morning, well, actually when I was meditating, Monto shows up. Now Monto is this beautiful being. He is like a gold color. It shimmers. It's almost like cellophane, and the whole body is just gold. And he had dark round eyes, and it was just beautiful. Anyway, Monto was telling me to come with him, and I wasn't real sure where we were going, so I followed him, and then we came to a spaceship. Oh my gosh, a spaceship. Now, this is my first interaction with a spaceship. Now, I know I've told you about the orientation to the big spaceship, but this was my actually first time at a spaceship, and this was a small one. And it looks like this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's round glass here, and this part is like metal, and the glass is almost like 360 degrees. Well, I guess it's 180 because it's not glass on the back part of it. It's actually open. And so he walked me around to let me look at the spaceship first, and then we went up a ramp into the spaceship, and I followed him in, and I was real hesitant about, I don't know this man, and why am I going into this place with him? But I did. Don't know what made me do it, but I did. And so he took me to the front of the ship where only 2 people sat, almost like the size of a helicopter, that fits 2 people, except for it's a larger bubble, but just enough for the 2 seats. So he sat me on one of the seats, and apparently it was his because he stood behind me. And the other one looked just like him, another gold being, beautiful. I can't tell you how pretty this gold cellophane shimmery their bodies were. Now, they didn't have any clothes on. Why would you when you're that nice of color? But they didn't have exposed genitals. So it was just their body. But they were probably about my height, 5'6", 5'7", somewhere around there, and thin, and had regular arms and legs, and looked like normal hands and feet, except for they were gold. So we were going to take off in the spaceship. Now, this is a dream come true for me. Oh my gosh, I was so excited I could hardly stand it that we are going on a spaceship. I'm going on a spaceship. I was so excited, and they were excited over my excitement. I was just like, come on, let's go. And so we went all up into the universe, and we looked down at Earth, and we flew around, and I was having the best time. Oh man, that was so much fun. So then after we rode around some, Monto told me to follow him. We were still in air. And so I went and followed him, and there was another alien that was in a dark cloak with a hood, and you couldn't see his face. And again, I'm going, what is happening here? What are they going to do? And so this alien being wanted me to follow him inside. It was almost like the mechanics of the spaceship. So I was going in there looking at all this. It was fascinating. It had some books in there, but mostly, and they were like old books, like ancient books. And so I'm not sure they had anything to do with the spaceship or their, their past history. And so, yeah, I'm looking around, looking at all the inner workings of the spaceship. And now the spaceship looks a whole lot larger inside than the outside. The outside looks small, but when I got inside, it looked huge. And in fact, I only saw 3 aliens, but I felt like there was a lot more in there. Um, I'm sure they were working elsewhere. I was just going to the head to see, what was going on in the front and then see the inner workings of the spaceship. So then Monto comes and gets me again, and I'm like, I didn't know what this dark cloaked alien was going to do, but that was it. I was just got to go to see the inner workings, and apparently that's the part he's in charge of. So then they brought me back, and going down the ramp back to the living room, whatever. Anyway, I had enjoyed it so much. That was so much fun. However, about 2 or 3 days, I was sick on my stomach from that travel, which really shocked me. And now I know why they wanted me to eat bland, because if I had eaten, I don't know what would have happened, but I was sick for 2 or 3 days. And as soon as I started getting better, Monto shows up again. And I'm going, oh, what are we going to do today? so he leads me to the spaceship. Of course, I didn't have any reservations this time. Right on board I go, right up that ramp, just running in there practically. And so we go out on the spaceship again. And what do? We go spacewalking. He took me outside and we just floated out and went into the front of the spaceship. And there were 2 other gold aliens that were just standing up watching us. But what I think they were watching was my reaction, because I was just like a little girl, giddy, out there floating around in space with Monto. And it was just amazing just looking around at everything. I was in heaven. It was so much fun. So then we were floating around, and we floated around the spaceship and came back at the front. And then Monto had all of a sudden go for a few minutes, and I could see the kind of little bit of a stress look on his face. So he asked me if I was going to be okay out there. And I said, oh, yeah, just go. If you're just going to be gone for a few minutes, go ahead. Don't take me in right now if you don't have to. So the other 2 aliens were just looking at me, through the window, making sure I was okay. And he was only gone just for a few minutes, and I don't know what he had to go do, but he did come back to me. Now they're actually stationed in Spain. Their spaceship is over Spain, and Monto told me that he was just told to come take me up. Now, when they brought me back home again this time, after all this, I realized it was almost like an orientation. I felt like I was being orientated to a job, the way I felt about being shown everything by, being put up at the front where the captain sits, and then I went spacewalking. I felt like it was orientation, and then going inside the room to see how the inner workings of the spaceship were. I just really felt like I was orientation. But Monto was just so patient and wonderful, and they were so good to me. But I do think they were just as excited about my excitement and watching my reactions as to, their reactions. They were just fascinated by me. So anyway, I hope y'all have a happy Memorial Day. And this is Dr. Gail, and I am a starseed healer. And if you've had any issues with aliens and past abductions, or if you need to meet your spirit guide, just contact me. My email address will be in the description box below. Thanks. Bye-bye.